Good morning. A bit of a stressful travel day today. We have a new truck, we have a new hitch, but we're missing one piece on the hitch to safely travel today. And now we're sitting here waiting for the UPS truck to show up, and hopefully everything works out on this travel day. Well, the last week and a half has been pretty high anticipations because, if we haven't explained already, we traded in our truck for a new truck. And because we got a Ram instead of a Ford, there is a different hitch that we need to get put in.
And thankfully, it arrived just in the nick of time for our next travel day. So we're gonna go pick up that hitch today.
One bad thing about living in the Keys is everything's a little bit harder to get and a little slower.
Yeah.
So both Chris and I really loved our Ford Tremor. We have so many memories in that truck. I don't think it's just the truck, I think it's a lot of the memories.
Yeah.
Living in it in the rooftop tent and traveling around in our travel trailer, boondocking all over the place. And it's just been a great truck for 3 years and almost 45,000 miles.
Yeah, and it was more than a truck. Because of all those memories, it was our home. It was our full-time home. It was an extension of our home. Literally lived in the thing, and it was really sad to let it go. And it was an emotional day when we got rid of that one and got into this one. Both of us were feeling that pain.
So we might not have explained quite yet why we had to get a new truck, but basically the numbers on the Tremor just did not end up matching up to the size of our RV, especially after we upgraded our big electrical system and fully moved everything in. So our goal originally was to stay around 15,000 pounds as a fifth wheel, which would be much more suited for a single rear wheel 1 ton. But there is a lot of caveats to that, and you really got to look at your specific numbers. And surprisingly, this dually almost has a softer suspension than the Tremor. And maybe it's not softer, but it feels more...
It just feels a little bit more absorbing.
Yeah.
Especially the speed bumps in the RV park is where you really notice going over the speed bumps. It's more comfortable. And I surprisingly, while I was driving this truck home from the dealership, I bonded with the truck. I became at peace with the change of the brand, the look, and I even have a considerable list of things that I like better about this truck versus our old truck. And I was not expecting that, and now I really, really love the change.
So today we're going to pick up our new Pullrite Superglide hitch. Now, because we loved our Pullrite Superglide so much in the Ford, we partnered again with Pullrite on the new Ram style hitch. And the biggest reason that we want to stick with a Superglide is because when you're in a short bed pickup, there is no guarantee, unless you have a slider, that you're not going to hit your fifth wheel into the back cab of your truck.
And we did get another short bed.
Yes, this is a short bed dually, and we wanted to do that because we did not want an overly long pickup truck. The long bed dualies,
RVs.
4 doors, yes, they're close to 23 plus feet long, and that gets really, really hard to park. So we actually got a short bed Ram dually, which is the same length as our Ford Tremor. So when one little cone is sticking 6 inches into the road like that, it can get pretty tight in a dually.
Yeah, you really got to go down to like 5 miles an hour to clear it safely. And just using the mirrors, and basically in those tight spots, it feels like I'm towing an RV behind me because of the width, but obviously I'm not. So it is a little different, and I think with time I'll get used to it. I think the biggest thing is with the single wheel Ford, I just naturally hugged the right line a little bit tighter, to stay clear of center. And that's where I notice most, like when I do my mirror checks, that I'm kind of tire on the white line on the right, and I just need to naturally reset my center point to be dead center with the dually. And it's just a matter of time.
Well, we're about 10 minutes from the Will Call Service Center where the Hitch got shipped to. It's in Miami, so we had to battle a little bit of traffic coming through here this morning. It was nice through the Keys, and then all of a sudden we get into that Miami traffic. We got it.
That was sweet.
The installation process of these hitches is fairly easy, and we watched Nick do it last time when he did the one on our Ford, and it really only took him like an hour, and that was with filming and explaining and all that. So hopefully this one goes just as smooth and there's no missing parts or pieces. Really the only thing I had to make sure I had was a torque wrench, because I didn't have one of those larger 150 foot-pound torque wrenches, which is actually a good thing to keep on hand if you're an RVer, because your lug nuts on your trailer, your RV, and your truck all should be re-torqued or at least checked every once in a while. Now we got just a couple hours left on the sun here, and I'm gonna try to go ahead and get this thing completely put in tonight. So these things can definitely be intimidating at first, but it's just less intimidating the second time, because there's really not much to these Superglide hitches. I mean, the hitch comes all assembled itself, the head's on top of it, and really the only assembly you need to do is the feet that go into your OE pucks, and you get a bag of hardware that gives you all the nuts and bolts to do that. So at first, a little intimidating, but there's a good video that Nick has on the Pullrite channel that's I think like 5 minutes long, that actually shows you how to assemble the feet and the levers and everything. So it's really not that bad. I'm gonna get to work putting everything together, and hopefully we'll have this thing installed in about an hour. Oh, I gotta say, this hitch is so much bigger than our last one. So our previous Ford was 16,000 pounds. This one has a 24,000 pound capacity, so it's 50% bigger, and I want to say the hitch is 50% bigger. It is just, it's got a much wider footprint, and it's just a lot bigger. But again, that has a lot to do with the way Ram has its really far apart spread feet, so it's just a bigger footprint than the Ford altogether. Next is get these feet, locking feet, I guess you'd call them, and just put them in, turn them, and then torque everything down. So. All right, I just torqued all of the bolts, 75 foot-pounds. You can see I have 3 posts in, and I don't have my 4th one. We got a miss package in the parts assembly. So there's fronts and rears on these posts, and they have small ones in the front, big ones in the rear, and I got 3 big ones and 1 small one. So this is really giving me flashbacks to my Napa days, where mistakes like this happen. This is just what happens sometimes with parts. You get a missed package, a missed box, there could be a missing hardware, one of the bolts could be, you know, threaded wrong, or all different types of scenarios that could happen. And so not 100% done, but 99% done. It really wasn't that bad. I'm kind of waiting to hear back on my options of getting the right post sent out. Quite a bit wider than our other one. That's gonna feel nice and solid towing up the mountains. Extra 4 inches of tube on here for the Rams, because the beds are shorter than the Fords. So they don't want you to hit that cab ever. So that's why there's 18 inches of sliding as opposed to 14 inches in the Ford. And so the fifth wheel will always ride over the axle when you're going straight, and it's just when you are slow turning or backing up that it's going to move so that you don't hit the cab. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Well, this has only been about a 10-day stay at Fiesta Key here, and we would have liked to have a little bit longer stay because it turned out to be a bit stressful as we made our change on our truck to the dually, and switching from Ford to Ram, we had to get a different hitch. So luckily the hitch showed up a couple days ago, but unfortunately it was missing one piece. So today's Friday morning, we're scheduled to leave in just a couple hours, and we're waiting on a FedEx package. Nothing like last minute suspense, but it's supposed to be getting overnighted here from Pullrite, and hopefully it gets here by 9, 10, 11 at the latest. It's a really simple, easy part to just put in. It'll take 2 seconds, but it's kind of a crucial part. We always start our day off with a walk with the Basenjis. They're ready. Yeah, I know, Lulu. They actually like these little ocean walks quite a bit. Lots of great sniffs and smells, and there's always a good dog park around.
Wait.
All right, walk time.
Okay. Who's the most excited?
So this is Fiesta Key. Beautiful cabins right along the water, and they have a lot of great sites that are really close to the water, if not being able to see it, like ours, that aren't even premium. Every morning we walk out to Sunset Point, check the water, let the dogs...
Sunrise Point.
Did I say sunset?
You did, yes.
Oh, this is sunrise.
This is Sunrise Point. We've been lucky enough to see dolphins out here before, and some people see manatees here. We have yet to see a manatee at this park, but they do exist.
And you always got to give it to this resort for their beautiful beach right on the ocean, restaurant and bar there, 2 hot tubs, and the pool, all right in the same area. It's one of the reasons we really like this place, and it's one of the reasons a lot of people will stay here monthly for many months in the wintertime. Marina, wish we had a boat. Look at all the fish down there. It's like hundreds of them.
Yeah, there's so many fish here.
Gets a little more packed on this side of the RV park. This is where we were last time we stayed. This is the Sunset Point side.
This is the Sunset Point side, which we're walking to now. And this side is a little bit newer, so it's up higher.
Doesn't flood.
And it doesn't flood during the rain.
And then as soon as they see the dog park, they drag us there. So here is the update on the missing part for the hitch. It is scheduled to be here at 11 o'clock this morning. Checkout is at 11 o'clock this morning. So we're in a bit of a little predicament. This all has to kind of work together super smoothly to not cause a situation. And you know, we hate that it comes down to this last minute thing, but that's just how it is sometimes. And when you live full-time in your RV and you make changes like this, it can be really difficult to get everything ready. But that is what we're up against today. It's now 8:30. We're gonna pack up, get everything ready to go, and just anxiously wait for the UPS truck. June, you tired? You chasing birds?
Yeah, everybody's tired now.
Oh, she's ready to go up.
Okay, Louie. Up. Up. Good. Good. Yay, we made it home.
Not a lot to pack up. I got the grill, the ladder, the hoses and tanks, and that's about it. So one of the reasons we switched to a dually is because we were so at the limit of our weight that even carrying water in the tanks or our gray or black tanks full, we were just pushing the limits on everything. But now with the larger truck, we don't have to quite worry about having any liquids in our tanks, whether it be the fresh, the black, or the gray, and we have a lot more capacity now. Sometimes it's nice to pack up the day before, especially if it's gonna rain or something like that. And I was always cautious to pack up at the very last moment so we had no extra water in the tanks, and it's gonna be a lot nicer to not worry about it if we have a shorter drive, if there's extra weight in the tanks, because now we can handle it. New hitch always means finding new spots for everything. There's a little gray table back there, which with the Ford and the 6-inch longer bed, I could fit that back here on this side. Actually, both tables fit perfectly, one there and one there. But now with the bigger hitch, everything's kind of got to get rearranged. Luckily, the grill still fits perfect up there in that nice spot tucked away. I haven't filmed these quick disconnects, these cheap little quick disconnects either, but I've seen people use them before, and I'm kind of like, I'll just keep screwing it in. But they really do save a lot of time, and the biggest problem is that these 0G hoses would leak from the crimp, and I think it had a lot to do with the threading and unthreading every single time. So, pretty nice. And I plan on doing a more complete video on these, just because I think for how inexpensive and how much time they save you, it's a nice little thing to add to your camping repertoire. One of the downsides to the slider is that, you know, it's a moving piece in your truck. So you really got to be careful with what you put where. You know, you can put some flat things down below. You got a little bit of storage up front, a little bit of storage in the back, but that head pivots, so you really got to kind of keep it pretty clear, and that's just one of the downsides of having the moving hitch. That's it though. Now we just wait for the parts. How you doing in here, babe?
Great, I'm just working.
Yeah,
taking
working.
Advantage of every minute I can.
Dogs are napping, you're working with the ocean view.
I know, isn't that great?
Love it.
This spot has been filled the entire time, with the exception of yesterday. It was the only night that it was open overnight, so we got to wake up to this view.
Are you getting a little nervous at all, or?
Oh yeah, I've been nervous, of course. Like, what happens if it, you know, things run late, especially here in the Keys?
Yeah, we have a backup plan. We haven't shared that yet, but we do have a backup plan.
The thing about the Keys is you're on island time, right?
No, I dare you to just go up to the ranger and just be like, hey, we're on island time.
I don't think you would like that. We finally got our oven back, and it's been really tough without it. Not only because of the oven itself, which I use all the time, but the stovetop. I mean, we had a big hole in our counter space area. I use this a lot. So I was limited to just using the induction cooktop, which I was thankful to have that. It's back from our van days. I still use this all the time. And so that's what we survived with for about 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks that we were ovenless?
It was a couple weeks. So the backstory of why we were ovenless was this oven, for some reason, stopped working on 110. So the lights didn't work. So no oven light, no electric ignition on the stove burners. So everything worked as far as propane, but it was just kind of a pain in the butt. So we finally put in our warranty, which Alliance and Best Buy sent out a brand new one, which was pretty slick, pretty easy. But then you got 2 ovens, you got to get rid of your old one. You also have to wait for shipment to get the new one. So it unfortunately took about 10 days to get shipped here, and we missed our date.
They were on island time.
Yes, they missed our date, so then we had to wait another 2 weeks.
Yeah, and we got rid of our first oven like as soon as we knew that the replacement oven was on order. We got rid of our original oven because we didn't want to get stuck in the situation where we have 2 ovens, and having a spare oven in here would really cramp our space. So that's why we were without it for so long, and I'm really excited to get it back. We're cooking on it again. I can't wait to cook. I'm going to do the mojo pork, which the recipe for that is on healthyrvliving.com. All my new recipes are on healthyrvliving.com, and my archived recipes are on ironfitness.com. So go check those out if you haven't gone through my recipes yet.
And what's the destination zip code for the package?
33001.
Sorry, we'll need to find your package a different way. What's the full tracking number? My mistake. Sorry, we'll need to find your package a different way. We appreciate your business.
Oh, they just hung up on me. It's now 10 o'clock. We got 1 hour before the Rangers are going to start
knocking,
hounding us a little bit.
I'm sure the office has told the Rangers that we're on their watch list, because the office kind of knows what's going on with us since we have a package coming, and this park normally doesn't allow packages to come. So we had to get a special approval for that. But it does make me nervous to be, 56 minutes on the clock and ticking.
Yeah, and not have a final update on our tracking that says out for delivery. It still just says on the way.
Usually when it says out for delivery, it's out for delivery. And since it doesn't say that, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, I wish it said out for delivery. Then we at least,
Then we know it's on the truck.
We have a hope. Hope. I just got a tracking update, finally, and it says your package has arrived at the local UPS station. And I think that's in Marathon, which is about 30 minutes from us. So that would literally put us at the 11 o'clock delivery if it gets on the truck and gets out here right away. But man, I was hoping this was gonna show up early. If this would have came at like 10 o'clock, it would have been perfect. So I think I'm gonna run back up to the office and still let them know that it's on the way, maybe. Rock. Well, we are cutting it so close. The office ladies seemed pretty cool about it. I said it's on the way, should be here by 11, take 2 seconds to put in.
There's nothing left to do in here. I have nervous energy. I've vacuumed the floor. I've done everything I can do.
Yeah.
So let's just go for a walk, and we'll pull the tracking every 5 seconds, and
Yes.
we'll just wait for that truck to pull in.
We're supposed to be relaxing on the island. It's travel day. It's good to get your steps in early anyways, right?
That's right, yeah. Otherwise, I'd be collecting them later. We're behind on steps right now. We usually have more at this time.
Soothing, calm waves. Nothing like the sound of that. Settle the nerves for a bit. Final tracking update, out for delivery, 10:50 a.m. So I don't know if they're gonna be here in 10 minutes or not, but I think they're gonna be a little late on the 11 o'clock delivery.
That's okay, we'll take it. Island time.
Makes fast work of that. ready to go, except for the part. Just waiting on the front porch for that UPS truck to turn the corner. Hopefully any minute now. 11:24, still no delivery. Stressful. I see him. I see him. There he is, the UPS guy. Half hour late. I guess it could be worse. I got it. Time to make sure it's the right one. All right. I just ran back.
11:33. So
11:33.
check-in starts at noon, and there's somebody coming in here, and the ranger basically told us we need to pull ourselves out of here on 3 strings because somebody else is coming.
Yeah, I said, is there any way you can get out of here? Someone's coming. Anyways, I'm gonna open this up and hopefully just throw it right in. That looks like the smaller one. I think this is gonna be it. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Man, that's literally like a 10-second install. Thank you so much, Pullrite, for sending that out overnight. And I just got to get the cotter pin to throw through there. And that's how simple these OE mounting pucks can be. You can literally just move them all out, and it comes out. Lock them all together, and that's it. Got the cotter pin in, retention bolt. We're ready to go. Go ahead and get lined up, because this is the part what the video is supposed to be about. Your first tow.
Yay!
First tow with the dually.
Good, I'm ready.
One of the reasons we went with the short bed dually, because these exact situations where a longer truck is just that much harder to get lined up. Look at Louie's cute little head. Pretty straight. I can't tell till you get all the way back here, but it's looking pretty good. Hopefully all the electrical connections work. All right, the lever is out. Let's back up that final 6 inches for connection. Okay, nice and easy, just like before. Good job.
First hit job, woohoo!
Okay, so with these Pullrites, that lever automatically latches in. I love that. There's a triangle there that you can tell that it's locked in, and there's no other levers you have to touch or anything. You just got to do the safety cable, and we'll do the tug test. This will be the first time we're putting weight onto the new dually. We are going to do the tug test. I think the Ram has more room on the tailgate. It's about 4 inches farther away, which is nice because I was always worried about hitting that. Okay, let's do the tug test. Okay, that's it. All right. Does Louie like his new spot back there? Oh yeah, plenty of space. Let me see, is it turning back? Oh yeah, you can see the hitch has slid back a good 6 inches, and it just always keeps the cab away from the cab of both of them. Do you even know you have a trailer back there now? The first overload is not touching yet. That means that we have plenty of capacity. That's a good thing. So when it's straight, it's directly over the rear axle. So that's why these hitches are really nice. So when you're driving straight, you have the optimal load, and then when it turns, at slow speeds, then or any speeds, but you know, usually when you're turning, you're going fairly slow, and it just moves away from the cab. So looks good. Rookies all over again, aren't we?
How many times have you said that in your life?
A lot of times. A lot of times.
Good job getting us all set up, Aaron.
Yeah, good job driving and hitching up. Good job, puppies. Do you like your big mega cab? Just Basenji den?
They do.
Your big mega cab den? Oh yeah, they got lots of windows to look out, don't they?
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it, and we're on our way. And this definitely, I can already tell it tows, it's like a stronger tow already.
Yeah, I bet.
Just simple things like braking and gas, putting my accelerator on, less of a delay. It's like instant. It's like I just instantly drive, instantly stop.
Yeah. I wonder if that has to do with the inline 6 turbo diesel over the V8 diesel. Yeah, I don't know.
that would not have been something I would have been able to ramble off.
Yeah, one thing we did not go with is a moonroof this time, just because they can crack and leak, and our truck parks outside 24/7, and we usually go in some pretty sunny places. So,
and let's not forget to share that this truck is going to be our forever truck, as far as we can predict our life at
you're
this
gonna
point.
say that on national YouTube?
As of right now, this is our forever truck. How about that?
Yeah, we were starting to have some problems with our sunroof and the tremor. A little bit of rattles, and I think water was coming in on really, really heavy rains. So the very first travel day is a shorty. It is only 31 miles, right down the overseas highway.
Which, that's, you know...
Exactly what we need.
We
stress-free.
needed
I'm glad we're not going into the mountains in Big Bear.
I'm glad we weren't waiting for a package when we had a 500-mile day to drive, when you want to be on the road by 7 a.m.
Yes. Yeah, that would be a long, long day.
That would be a long day. You mentioned I need to keep it under 50 miles per hour there's a towing break-in period, is that correct?
Yeah, Ram has a don't tow until you have 500 miles on the odometer, which we have 532, so check. And then it says don't tow over 50 miles per hour for 500 miles. And obviously that's not possible for everybody, but it works out perfectly with us being in the Keys and only being on the overseas highway. Yeah,
the overseas highway gets up to 55 miles per hour, so I'll be putting a little damper in people's style behind me, but not too big. It's not like it's a 75 mile per hour zone. Okay.
So first impressions, towing with the Ram.
I really like it. I really like the Ram. I hate to say it. I like a lot of the things better about the Ram than I did the Ford that I wasn't expecting to like. And towing, yeah, I feel like I'm a monster. I feel like I can do anything. Feeling strong. Oops, I got up to 53.
Put your cruise back on. Actually, I don't know if you're supposed to use cruise.
I didn't feel comfortable using cruise. I'll just have to, I'll be better now.
Damn it, we broke the engine already. You got a big bed back there. Yeah, you're a good boy. June knows right away to just close her eyes and go to bed. Louie always fights it.
But when she's not in her kennel, she fights it.
Yeah.
Because she just goes into explore mode.
So this is the Ram Mega Cab with the seats down, and it just creates this big flat platform, and we kind of like it. It has better visibility out the back window, and we're gonna try this scenario out and see if we like it. We're gonna get another bed for June, and we'll have 2 of those little beds back there, and we're gonna get rid of the cage finally. The prison cell. 3 minutes out on the destination. Was that the world's easiest tow or what?
I think it is the shortest travel day in all of our history of travel days.
Yeah, luckily our kind of biggest little hiccup happened on our shortest travel day.
Yeah, you can't get any more convenient than that.
Can't really give a in-depth report on on the travel and the hookup. It was nice to have the same style hitch where like that was comfortable.
You're super familiar with that process.
Yes, yeah, hitching up the Superglide for us is easy peasy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So we didn't have the
For
stress.
both of us.
Yeah, we didn't have the stress of learning something new.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good. That's the short travel day. Gotta love that water. Our spot's open.
Good. Nobody's sitting there waiting for a park.
Chris just said this is the hardest park job she's ever done. She's not sure if we're gonna make it. We can't handle any more stress today, that's for sure. We don't need any more stress. Yeah, I can't really tell, but I feel like we're a little high in the nose. The front of the RV feels a little high riding on the truck, so I don't know if the pin box needs to be adjusted, or maybe it's just the angle of the truck. I can't really tell. Maybe it's fine, but our tremor just looked a little different, but maybe that's because the front of the tremor had a 2-inch lift on it, so I don't know. Okay, handle is released. 7 pins out, safety's out, tailgate's down. I think you're ready to pull out, babe. Let me get your tailgate for you. Few people have asked how the True Topper is working out, the one that was really close to our awning. You can see it's got just a little sliver there, so it's still working out great. It's tight, but works good. Loving the True Toppers, especially down here in the wind. That way we don't have to deal with any of the noise of these things. Our last neighbor literally had rope and water jugs hanging off of his slide. It was kind of sad to have to see that they got to do that, but the wind is atrocious.
All right, I'm gonna take the doggies on a spin, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Thanks, babe.
It's on. One thing we've definitely been enjoying doing is leaving on one of the air conditioners, just the middle one usually. That way it dumps down here and kind of flows up there a little bit. And it really does keep the RV really cool. You can see after an hour of being unplugged, we're still at 100% because the solar panels are producing more power than the air conditioner is taking. So that's one really nice thing about getting excess of solar, is that you can turn on an air conditioner and basically run it all day if the sun's shining. So if we were out boondocking in the middle of the desert or in the middle of the palm trees here or wherever, you could just run that one air conditioner basically as long as the sun's out, and you're still gonna have 100% when the sun goes down, theoretically at least. There's always variables. Not a bad site. It's got a little bit of highway noise, but it's such a big site, these corner ones. We love them. It's funny how a short travel day can feel like a long travel day sometimes.
It doesn't matter how short they are, it still consumes
The majority of your day.
The majority of your day. Like, sure, it's 2 o'clock. What do you want out there? You guys, they need a nap.
Yeah.
You guys need your nap. But it's beautiful here. The weather's nice. The sun is shining. We have a really great end spot. Twice in a row we lucked out at this park and got a really great end cap spot.
Yeah, well, I requested them both times and they were like, okay, sure. I mean, they had no problem giving us the end sites.
They're really nice here.
Yes, very nice staff here at Sunshine RV Park in the Florida Keys, Big Pine Key.
Big Pine Key.
That's the sunset out the back office. Looks like a postcard.
Ever wonder where the name Irene Iron Travels comes from? It's actually named after my online fitness and nutrition coaching business, Irene Iron Fitness. I help people move better, feel better, and eat better with strength training and real food. No fad diets, no harsh restrictions, no counting calories, and absolutely no processed food in a package. If you want to get stronger and feel better at any age, check the description below for the links with my new client special, or join in on our next and upcoming group challenge.